In today's world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the opinions of others and the pressure to conform, especially when we are surrounded by social media. I was living in the shadow of my family and friends, and as a result, I was following and agreeing with their opinions of what is right and wrong, not even questioning things. I would get constant pressure from family to get married, settle, and buy a house. I was told by many friends that starting a business was me throwing my life away. You get the picture. My life was dictated by others as opposed to me dictating my life. It takes courage to break away from the pack, to stand up and say, I don't agree, even if it means being seen as the villain. But trust me, the rewards of independent thinking are worth it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful lessons I learned on my journey to independence, and how you can use this to make your own decisions and achieve success and happiness on your own terms. The first lesson I learned is to question everything. As a child to a young man, I did everything I was told to do. Get top marks in exams, get a university degree, get a job in the corporate world, and your life will be good. This is the way to success and you'll be respected in society. I was following my family and society's views, thinking this is the right thing to do. It was when I was working in the corporate world that there was something inside me telling me this is not right. This is not working. I'm not fulfilled by what I'm doing. I can feel I was following someone else's views and opinions, and that was how my life was being dictated. I felt my soul telling me deep down, this is not for you. You have to change, or else you'll be living someone else's life and not living life on your own terms. So I started to listen to my inner voice, started to listen to what my soul was saying to me. I was asking hundreds and hundreds of questions about my understanding of where my views came from and who it came from. Do my views and opinions come from me, or am I living someone else's life by adopting their beliefs? Once I started to realize I was living someone else's life and adopting their world views, I started to go in the other direction. A path that will be more fulfilling, a path that will give me a purpose for the stage of my life I was in. So I left the corporate world to go and start up my own education business. It was the best decision I made for myself. I'm not gonna lie and say it was easy. By far it was the most challenging periods of my life, but at the same time it was the most rewarding. Being able to take a step back and question everything gave me the freedom to truly understand what I wanted and who I wanted to become. So what can you do? If you are in a position where you are struggling to find your own path because you have others around you telling you what to do or what is best for you, or you don't know what that path is yet for you, understand this. You have to be able to take the good and remove the bad. Just because it worked for them does not mean it will work for you, and that is okay. People are so quick these days to say, oh, do this and you'll be fine, as opposed to putting themselves in your shoes and truly understanding your reality. No one will be able to understand your reality better than you, so long as you are honest with yourself. When they do give you this so-called advice, question it. Ask where this is coming from. Is this credible? Can I get evidence to prove this? Does this align to where I want to be, the person I want to become? The more you are able to question it, the easier it will be for you to make your own decisions and think independently. Now, that does not mean you eradicate other people's perspectives. You need to consider multiple perspectives, as they will help you to develop a well-rounded understanding of the topic. The pros, the cons, the arguments for and against it. There is utility in getting other people's perspectives, as it will open your mind to different thought process and new information that you would not have known otherwise. But it's important you balance this with what you want to get out of it. The second lesson I learned is to take responsibility for your decisions. Let me ask you a question, and I want you to think about this very carefully. Do you feel safer if you follow someone else's view, and if it goes bad, you can blame it on them? Or would you have the courage to follow your own instincts, and if it goes bad, you take full responsibility for it? Most people will go with the first one. People don't want to take responsibility. It's heavy, it's a burden. When I decided to leave home to start my own business, that was a decision made purely by me. It was not influenced by anyone, no family, no friends. The responsibility of my decision was on me and no one else, which meant that if anything good or bad happened, it all came back on me. Taking ownership of my decisions not only dramatically increased my confidence in taking risks, but it held me accountable to know that if something went wrong, it's on me and I have to fix that. I can't blame it on anyone else. Do you know the kind of power this gives you when you don't blame others but look at yourself? You are constantly working, changing, adapting, molding, strengthening, improving to eventually becoming someone who people admire and want to be like. Because you realized early on that to improve your game and where you want to be, you have to look at yourself and not blame it on anyone or anything else. When you make a decision, this could be a change in your career, breaking up with your partner, starting your own business, buying a house, whatever the situation is, stand by your decision. Take full responsibility for it. Even if in hindsight you realize it was the wrong decision to make, it doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because it will be a valuable lesson for you that you can gain wisdom from. Successful people are successful because of the many failures they had to go through and many things not going right for them. There is no success without messing up. And if it was the right decision to make, well, you won and you will benefit greatly from it. It's a win-win, but only if you are able to adopt that mindset. The third lesson I learned is don't be afraid to be different. If you want to think independently, you have to learn to be different, which means you will go through many obstacles and challenges because you are going on a path that most people are too fearful to go on. The untrodden path, the path you're going to be carving out for yourself through the many thorns and bushes that you have to cut through. What people don't realize though is the path itself will be very rewarding in the end if you are able to stick it through, both financially and for your well-being. Leaving home, starting my business, going on a self-improvement journey as a young man was never to please people. This is the way of my life and I wanted to bring value to people in a way that can help them in their own lives. Business allowed me to do that. I realized in my journey that I didn't want to fit in. I questioned a lot of things. When most people would go right, I would go left. And yes, people will call me the villain. I'm not everyone's cup of tea and I'm completely okay with that. You have to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. If it means being different because you see things in a different way compared to most people, then so be it. The right people will find you. It reminds me of J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, where she was initially rejected by over 30 publishers before becoming a global phenomenon. Her willingness to stick to her vision and take a risk on something different paid off hugely in the end. More than 500 million copies of the Harry Potter books have sold worldwide. She became the first billionaire author. And this is what she had to say. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all. In which case you fail by default. Think about what life you want for yourself. Think about the person that you want to become. If this means you being different to the people around you to get to the level of success that you want to reach, is that a sacrifice that you're willing to go through? Or are you okay to blend in and conform to what other people want you to be? When you're 80 and you look back at your life, you want to be proud of the person that you have become and be at peace that you did everything that you can to your full potential. Remember, there is no one else like you in the world. By staying true to yourself and your own belief, you can create a life that is truly fulfilling and meaningful. So go out there and be different. The world is waiting for you to shine. Everything starts from zero. When are you going to start? Peace.